What if the things we've always called miracles aren't miracles at all? What if they're actually a forgotten technology, a kind of spiritual science hidden in plain sight, using one of the most common things on Earth? Well, let's dive into this idea. So, here's the big question we're exploring. Were some of the most amazing healings in history just random acts of grace? Or were they the result of a specific, repeatable science, a kind of vibrational code that's locked inside something you probably have in your kitchen right now? To really get into this, our story starts in a pretty desperate place. It's 1936, and a young boy is struck down by this mysterious illness. He's unresponsive, silent, basically fading away. It's every parent's worst nightmare. And of course, conventional medicine hits a total wall. The doctors, with all of their training, all their knowledge, they just throw up their hands. They deliver that final, heartbreaking verdict. It's over. There's nothing more we can do. They're ready to let him go. But his mother, she isn't. So she turns to this man known as the sleeping prophet, a guy named Edgar Cayce. He goes into one of his famous trances, and the advice he gives makes absolutely no medical sense. It's not some complex surgery or a rare new drug. It's just salt. Add salt to his bath. Something so ordinary, so common, it seems almost ridiculous. And this is where the story just completely flips on its head. On the third day of these salt baths, the boy who couldn't move, the boy everyone expected to die, ran. He literally ran through the house as if his soul had been completely rebooted. This wasn't a slow, gradual recovery. It was a switch being flipped. And the question that leaves us with is, how? How is that even possible? All right, part one, Tesla's vibrational secret. The source material we're looking at suggests that the answer isn't some kind of magic, but a forgotten science. And it was understood by another genius of that time, Nikola Tesla. He just saw the universe in a way that most of us, well, we just don't. You've probably heard this quote before, right? But for Tesla, this wasn't just about building cool machines. This was the key to everything, from how electricity works to the nature of the human soul. He believed that all matter was essentially just light vibrating at a lower frequency, and that some materials could actually remember their original pure vibration. So how's this supposed to work with salt? Well, according to this theory, salt's perfect crystalline structure acts like a natural hard drive for consciousness. Each tiny crystal is like a frozen particle of creation's original blueprint, and it's capable of storing and transmitting vibrational information. It's a wild idea. And this connection, it's kind of illustrated everywhere when you start to look for it. I mean, just think about it. Your tears are salt. Your blood is salt. The ocean itself, the cradle of life, is salt. In this view, that's not a coincidence. It's a function. Salt is the physical bridge that connects the material world to the spiritual. Okay, part two, the salt of the earth code. Now, this modern mystical idea finds a really powerful echo in ancient wisdom, especially in one of the most famous phrases ever spoken. We've all heard this, right? You are the salt of the earth. We usually take it as a metaphor, a nice way of saying someone is a good, solid person. But what if it wasn't a poem? What if it was a technical instruction, a literal command to act as a living conduit, to hold a specific spiritual frequency for the entire planet? And this is really the core claim from our source, that inside every single crystal of salt is the memory of your soul's original purity, the unique vibration you had before you were even born. So it doesn't just nourish the body. The idea is that it reminds the soul of where it came from, its divine origin. So that brings us to part three, healing the disconnected soul. And this is where the theory goes even further. It suggests that salt can perform what might be the most profound healing you can imagine, calling a soul back to a body that it has seemingly left behind. So check out this documented case from 1938. A man gets in a horrible car crash, and he's completely unresponsive, a persistent vegetative state. The doctors basically say the soul has departed. But once again, Cayce prescribes a ritual of sea salt baths, this time timed with the cycles of the moon, and it works. 7 days later, he opens his eyes. 3 weeks after that, he's walking and talking again. A story like that just forces you to ask a really fundamental question. In cases of severe trauma or coma, where does consciousness actually go? Does the soul just disappear? Or does it, lose the signal? Is it just hovering somewhere waiting for a call to come back home? And this is the proposed mechanism. The idea is that severe physical or emotional trauma shatters our energetic field. The soul's connection to the body becomes weak, it gets staticky. And salt, with its incredibly stable and pure frequency, is said to act like a vibrational antenna, creating a clear, safe signal that literally guides the soul back into the body. So this is all fascinating as a theory, but the big question is, what can you do with it? Well, that brings us to part 4, your practical salt ritual. The sources actually lay out a simple, practical toolkit for what they call vibrational cleansing and reconnection. Okay, let's walk through this spiritual toolkit. It starts with something really simple, consecrating your salt. You just hold it and state your intention. From there, you can take weekly vibrational baths or even just soak your feet. You can mindfully add a pinch to your food with a specific intention. There's even a practice for reframing your own tears as a sacred release. And the final step is a 21-day journey, a challenge to just pick one of these practices, do it every day, and just observe what happens, what shifts in your life. All right, for our final, really powerful idea, let's look at a story we all know. Lot's wife. She looked back at the burning city of Sodom and was turned into a pillar of salt. And we've always been told that this was her punishment for being disobedient. But this interpretation offers a completely different take. It wasn't a punishment from some angry god. It was a law of spiritual physics. Her consciousness, her vibration, was so deeply attached to the past that she literally crystallized. She became a physical monument to being energetically stuck. And that, of course, brings the question right back to us right here, right now. In what ways are we looking back? What parts of our own lives have become crystallized because we just can't let go of a past that no longer serves us? The story suggests the choice is ours. We can either dissolve the past and move forward or become a monument to it. Subscribe to the channel and like the video.